And it's worth remembering what the internet was like in 2004. So in 2004, broadband was still relatively new. I think 50% of UK homes had an internet connection. Of them, only a third had a broadband connection. So you remember dial-up? You remember having to connect to the internet via dial-up? There's a whole generation now for whom they've never connected to the internet via dial-up. 2 meg broadband, no, 20 meg broadband, 50 meg broadband. Broadband on your phone through 4G. It's a different internet now. Color and movement was still relatively new. So if you recognize this, you're a bit of an internet geek. People forget what impact Flash had on the internet. Before Flash came along, the internet was a lot of text, a lot of very small crunched imagery. So suddenly you had this movement and this color from Flash had a massive impact. Now, normal. Actually, Flash is old hat. Flash is out the window. We've got HTML5 on your touch screen. It's a different internet now. And remember downloading video clips? QuickTime downloading. If you wanted to watch video on the internet in 2004, you had to download it. QuickTime. Anybody remember Real Player? What a pain in the arse that was. Downloading Real Player clips. Different internet now. We've got streaming video with no buffering, watching a 2-hour movie, on your phone, on the train, beamed through Wi-Fi from a balloon in the sky. That's the internet now. And it's a different internet. The most important thing is the internet population. So genuinely, if you recognize this, you are an internet geek. 2004, the internet population would have been massively over-indexed to people who would self-describe as internet geeks. It was their mission to find new functionality, spread it, and keep the platform moving forward. I think today the internet is a mainstream thing, and the population on the internet are a mainstream population. And mainstream population have a very different relationship with functionality to what a internet geek population would have. They're not going to look at playing with the format as anything that's worth sharing. They don't get a social kick out of sharing a little bit of functionality, really cool, cutting-edge functionality with their friends, because one, they don't care, they've got other things to do, and two, they don't really understand why it's cool functionality in the first place. They don't understand enough about the internet to know why this really cool bit of function, this really cool mashup between Twitter and Maps and Instagram is particularly interesting. So if you've got to stop making functionality-based, microsite-centric ideas to win a geek internet of a generation ago. Start making video ideas to win the mainstream internet today. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say Tipex. Because this is what we get called all the time. I want a Tipex, I want a Tipex. I want to have a Tipex. And I can totally understand why. So the channel had about 40 million views. It's still up there because people love it and people keep coming back to it. My contention is this thing is cool, not because he reaches out of the video and picks out the Tipex. It's cool because it's a fun, low barrier to entry way of interacting with lots and lots of fun video. And that's why it's viral, is because of the video. I know that because about the same time, Samsung released this, which used about the same gimmick of mimicry. It had 3D projection mapping on this building. It had the page falling apart. It had butterflies coming out of the video, and you could catch them. So it's got gamification as well. Look at counting up all the buzzwords. The only thing that's missing is a treasure hunt. If you caught enough butterflies, you won a TV. And the internet just kind of shrugged and moved on. It's got no traction at all. And the target audience, there's one word that you can see in pretty much every digital brief. I think this word is in every single digital brief I've ever seen. It's busy. Target audience is always busy. So why do we keep coming up with campaigns that require them to jump through hundreds of hoops? When you're describing what you're asking them to do online, first they have to do this, then they have to do that, then they have to do it, then they have to download an app, then they have to Snapchat with somebody in Australia, and then they have to find the treasure in this treasure hunt that goes through all the internet. It's brilliant. And then some geocaching. If you're talking about a campaign in those terms, all the things that the user has to do, then I think you're already on the wrong track. You can invite people to take part in something which is more engaging. But if your first contact with them is a barrier to entry, so you have to download the app to engage with our brand story, you have to scan the QR code to engage with our brand story, then people are going to move on because they're busy. And I'll show you an example. So this is a case study video of something that Wonderbra did. And the idea is that this supermodel on the left she's an Eastern Europe, can't pronounce her name, even if I could read it. She's saying about how wonderful she looks. She's wearing this cocktail dress. She looks amazing. And the thing is, if you want to find out why I look this amazing, then download this app and I'll show you. And you download the Wonderbra decoder. And she walks off screen left behind this yellow curtain, and she walks onto your phone, and you can see her in her bra. And it's got some buzz. It got covered in Creative Sandbox. It got some industry buzz about something that was this innovative way of showing off a Wonderbra product. The only people who didn't seem to like it all that much are YouTubers, because not this case study video, but the video itself that you would have to use the phone with only had about 228,000 views. And it makes sense, right? When you think about it, the user journey to get to this point where she's actually on your phone is tortuous. Want to have to find out about it. This is the big challenge for digital creative. Isn't coming up with some microsite with loads of functionality. The big challenge is discoverability. Who knew about it in the first place? Let alone who decided, out of all the people who knew about it, decided when they wanted to download it. So go to the App Store, download the app, fire that up, find the video, sync the video with the phone, which doesn't work first time because I've tried it before, and you have to do it several times before it works. And lo and behold, just to see a video of a girl in a bra. The truth is, there's easier and quicker ways to watch video of girls in bras on the internet. Talking of which, so Victoria's Secrets is somebody who's doing YouTube right. So they're building a brand on YouTube. This is a video that's got 1.5 million views. And they have a 75% male split in their audience, which is fine when you think about it. Actually, it's a present, right? For me. So what they're doing is they're acting like an entertainment provider. They're making video, which showcases a product, but it's entertaining video. They're actually more like a broadcaster. Actually, they're acting more like a YouTuber. And this manifests itself in the way that they're building an audience for their channel. So what I think the big opportunity for brands on YouTube, how to win at YouTube. So let's say if you really simplified a traditional marketer's year, maybe it looks a little bit like this. You have on the y-axis you have attention or activity or reach, and on the x-axis you have the year spreading out in front of you, and maybe you have 3 big spikes of activity, 3 big spikes in attention where you're trying to break through and cut through and disrupt and get people to think about your brand. And once the memory erodes of the first spike, you just do another one. And when you look at YouTubers, they don't do that at all. So people like Dan Howell, Michelle Phan, they don't do this. Michelle Phan doesn't do 3 campaigns a year. She does 3 videos a week. She builds an audience slowly over time through consistency. She doesn't do cut through, she does consistency. She doesn't do disruption, she does reliability. And she builds an audience slowly over time. And I think the big opportunity for brands on YouTube is to do both. Is to be a YouTuber when most of the time, to act like a YouTuber as much as you can. I know it's tough to make 2-3 videos a week, but this is the way to win at YouTube. And then when you're in campaign mode, act like an advertiser. So do a Dove Sketches, do an Evian Babies, which has 200 million views as well. Do a Volvo. Anybody seen the Volvo hook? With the CEO of Volvo is stood on top of a truck which is hanging from a crane. It's a great product demo, and you can do that kind of thing. I'm not saying you can't do that kind of thing, but a combination of something which reaches out and impresses people and gets people excited about your brand and tells your brand story to millions and millions of people, with an ongoing, always-on strategy which builds an audience over time. Now, how does that work? So for Victoria's Secrets, they have a regular series of videos that they're uploading, which has a similar profile to a mid-tier YouTuber, and we call that kind of regular, always-on uploads. We call those Hygiene. And then they have every so often they release a video which has potential to have millions of views, and we call those hero videos. And this is a teaser for their Super Bowl campaign. This is their Christmas card. This is their Valentine's Day card, and they have multi-million views. And they all lead back to a YouTube channel. And they got 71.3 million total views. They got 314,000 subscribers, and they're building a brand on YouTube. They're doing YouTube right through a mixture of inspiring storytelling, and hygiene content and acting like a YouTuber. And another great example would be Fiat 500. So I'm sure people recognize at least one of these videos. And then they've got, this is interesting because they have a custom gadget on the YouTube channel, which has kind of a mini user journey on it, right? So these are the videos with the millions of views. So I'm come here because of that. Then lo and behold, I've got video to explore the product. Then the product features, the expanded boot, all these bits and bobs that I explore when I'm looking for which car to buy, and I'm comparing it with your competition. And then here I have links to if I can find a dealer, I can book a test drive, I can download a brochure. And as a hub, as a campaign hub, that works really neatly. And that's me. Okay. Am I taking questions or? Yeah.
Feel free.
Does anybody have any questions?
I've actually got one.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's a question I get asked all the time, which is, there's some pretty big brands there,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. Let's say I'm not that brand. How do I get in touch with YouTube?
So I think the hygiene, the easiest way is the hygiene strategy. So O2 Gurus TV is a great example of someone who's looking at the search terms that their target audience are putting in and making content that matches those search terms. So they have incredibly granular content on their YouTube channel about how to create a group in Facebook on a BlackBerry, a very particular BlackBerry handset. And that's not going to get millions of views, but it is going to win a moment that matters for somebody who's interested in that. There's a great example. There's a guy who makes ceiling tiles in the middle of nowhere in USA. He has a YouTube channel called Ask the Ceiling Tile Guy. And is anybody really interested in ceiling tiles? Because if you are, this guy's channel is the one to go to. And he makes videos about ceiling tiles, and it's got 1.7 million views, and he makes 5% of his sales directly from his YouTube videos. Interestingly, I did a couple of months ago, I did a presentation exactly like this to Diageo, here, Diageo UK, and Captain Morgan's YouTube channel has 1.8 million views. So I was talking about the ceiling tile guy, and this compared with Captain Morgan channel, which is full of very, very expensive video about their sexy pirate. And this guy from Nowheresville, USA, is nearly got as many views as them making videos about ceiling tiles. It's because he understands what his audience is after, and Captain Morgan are just doing what they want to do, and they haven't really understood what their audience is after. So that's the way in.